It is Y105, number one for all the hits. I'm Steve Pulaski, and I've wanted to interview my next guest for a long time. He's a hospitality expert and responsible for remodeling and saving hundreds of bars and nightclubs across the United States. The 9th season of his hit show, Bar Rescue, features appearances from Ashish Alfred, Dustin Dre, Phil Wills, and Danny Trejo, and premieres on Paramount Network this Sunday, February 25th at 9 p.m. Central Time. He's one of my personal idols. He is Mr. Jon Taffer. Jon, how we doing?
Steve, nice to talk to you, buddy.
Before we talk the new season, we're located in Iowa, and at least on Bar Rescue, the last time you were in Iowa was in 2014 when you went to Council Bluffs in the infamous O-Face bar. Can I ask why you haven't been back to Iowa since?
If you went through the O-Face experience, would you come back? I'm teasing. Bar Rescue happens regionally. We do a casting across the nation. We look at where we get the responses from. But I can't go to a city for one bar, guys. We have 5 production trucks and 57 people that we travel with. So when we go to a city, we need 3 bars to make it worth the trip to that city financially. So it's where we can find 3 bars that are good stories to tell, and then we build the season around that. And then we try to go to a different area every year as well. So I'm sure we'll be back in Iowa probably next year.
Interesting little behind-the-scenes news right there, Jon. But obviously you're here to talk Season 9 of Bar Rescue. I can't wait to watch. I know you'll have a lot of entertainment in store. What can we expect? General overview.
Well, any of my friends that have seen what we're doing this year said, "Wow, Jon, you really took the gloves off this year." Guys, we've had 2 years of COVID and pandemic and excuses of why people don't want to do things in business. Now the excuses are over. The businesses are doing better. Customers are coming back. This is a chance to make your money and come back. And some of these people, they just don't see it. They're still wounded by COVID, and they're sitting on their butts, Steve, rather than getting off their butts and seizing the opportunity that's out there. So they need a little swift kick in the butt by me.
And you will surely deliver it. Again, you got lots of special guests on this show this season. Ashish Alfred, Dustin Dre, Phil Wills, and Danny Trejo, to name them once again. Was there any first-of-its-kind bar concepts you created this season? Can you give us a little tease, Jon?
Actually, there's a couple that we did this season. I'm not going to tell you exactly what they are. I can tease you. This year we had a lot of fun with technology. So we've implemented a little AI into the season and some really pretty cool technologies and such. But, I think the biggest part of this year is they're all family-owned businesses. Every one of them is in serious trouble. Steve, last week in the episode, I shot my 250th episode last week, which is a big deal in TV. As I'm shooting the episode, I said to the bar owner who's really in trouble, I said to him, bars will break one of 2 things. They can break your wallet, but they can also break your family. This bar broke his family. This guy's living in his parents' basement. He wiped out $500,000 in their retirement fund. They have nothing. They're about to lose their house, him and his parents. And the guy's 50 years old. So now, oh my God, I not only have to save this bar, I got to save this house. I got to save his parents' retirement money. This is a serious responsibility that I have here. So that's what the Bar Rescue is about. It's about saving families and houses and college funds, because these businesses are destroying those things. So to me, every failing business is a failing owner. Bar Rescue is more about the failing owner than it actually is the failing business when you think about it.
Really thoughtful stuff there, Jon. He's Jon Taffer, host of the hit show Bar Rescue. Season 9 premieres this Sunday on Paramount Network. I want to ask you this one, Jon. What's a red flag in a bar or restaurant that's become so commonplace that consumers might not even know that it's wrong or a process should be done differently? Can you think of an example of what's become like a commonly accepted red flag in the hospitality industry?
I'll tell you some common red flags. You should be able to assess an operation 3 steps in. And let me just give you some simple examples. If the front door area is dirty, don't go in. If the front door is dirty, imagine what it's like in the back of the house. When you take 3 steps in, if the mats are dirty, the entryway is dirty, don't go any farther. If it doesn't smell right in those first 3 steps, don't go any farther. If the bar looks disorganized, don't go any farther. When you sit down at the table, the first thing I do is I pick up the salt and pepper shakers. If they're greasy, I won't eat there. If they're clean, I will. You see, professional restaurants wipe down salt and pepper shakers every night. It's a requirement. It's part of the work that they do. When they clean those salt and pepper shakers, it tells me that they've also cleaned the table. They've also cleaned the chairs. They've wiped down everything else. The kitchen is probably clean. They're actually doing their job. If they didn't clean the salt and pepper shakers, then they didn't clean anything else either. They don't have the procedures in place to do that. So that's a simple little red flag that'll key you into what's going on in the back of the house is a salt and pepper shaker, believe it or not.
Above diagnosing and mending problems in bars, Jon, you're basically an architect with the scope of your remodels. Do you have any difficulty implementing your concepts when faced with building and fire codes, or how do you navigate that realm, the sort of like intricacies of the remodel we don't always see the extent of in the show, so I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's a great question. I've never been asked that before. We're sort of bound by the building codes in each city and each municipality that we're in. Some places have looser building codes. The inspectors will stop by. In those markets, I can move the bar to the other side of the room. I can put in plumbing. I can put in electrical. I can play with walls and everything. When you go to places like California, which is incredibly restrictive, you can't do a damn thing unless you file an application 30 days in advance. You're going to wait 90 days for them to approve it, be inspected. So I can't do those things. So what happens is I have to leave the bar, the plumbing, the electrical where it is, and now I'm just reskinning it. I'm adding a wall here. I'm doing things that don't require permitting. That really weakens how far I can go, but it's still, with creativity, we can still affect what looks like an entirely new environment, even though the basic floor plan is still the same.
With AI and other technological advancements, and even cannabis legalization in many states, Jon, what do you see as the future for the bar, restaurant, and hospitality industry as a whole? How do bars, both pubs, dive bars, nightclubs, how do they keep up in this rapidly changing landscape?
It is rapidly changing, and it's almost like you're in a race, and if you slow down, you're going to lose. You know, the great thing about a bar is what I call is human connectivity. You can make any drink you want at home, guys. You can watch what you want, listen to your watch, drink what you want, eat what you want. You don't need me for any of those things. But what I bring to the table that you don't have at home is humanity, connectivity, energy, dynamics. All of those fun things, relevancy, social interaction. So the greatest bars in the world, in my view, that are going to provide the greatest future are bars that not only provide a great experience, we use that word too much, the right word is relevancy. You don't want to go to a place that's irrelevant. You want to go to a place that's relevant. You want to be in a place that makes you feel at least reasonably important, reasonably relevant. So today, the way they stay relevant is promotions, new menu offerings, new connectivity and partners. Every month you have to do something to increase relevancy. When you stay relevant, you stay profitable. Nobody's losing money who's relevant, if you think about it, guys.
Jon, you are awesome, my friend. I'm going to give you the final word to promote Bar Rescue Season 9. Anything you want to talk about with the new season of the show, the floor is yours.
If you've seen the show before, don't miss this season. It's my favorite. Gloves off, really great family emotions, great turnarounds. Not only will you laugh and smile, but you're going to cry this season. It's a very intense episode. And I look forward to sharing it all with you.